Plato, an overview. Plato, a pivotal figure in Western philosophy, was both a student of Socrates and the mentor of Aristotle. His extensive writings cover a broad range of topics, including politics, aesthetics, cosmology, and epistemology. Concepts like Platonic love and Platonic ideals owe their origins to his philosophical inquiries, which have profoundly shaped Western thought. The exact date of Plato's birth remains uncertain, with estimates ranging between 428 BC and 424 BC. Regardless of the precise year, Plato's birth was marked by privilege. His family was well established in Athenian nobility. Plato received a comprehensive education in philosophy, poetry, and gymnastics, reflective of his distinguished background. Growing up during the Peloponnesian War, Plato witnessed the political upheaval that followed Athens' defeat by Sparta. His relatives, part of the oligarchic 30 tyrants, contributed to a turbulent political climate marked by the suppression of Athenian democratic rights. This oligarchy was soon overthrown, and Athens reverted to democracy in 403 BC. Despite his aristocratic connections suggesting a potential political career, Plato's trajectory changed upon meeting Socrates, whose philosophy of knowledge and virtue deeply inspired him. Socrates, though a significant influence on Plato, was also controversial. Accused of corrupting Athenian youth and opposed by both the 30 tyrants and the democratic leaders, Socrates faced a wrongful trial and execution. Plato, deeply disturbed by the injustice in Socrates' death, abandoned his initial political inclinations in favor of philosophical pursuits. Following Socrates' death, Plato traveled extensively, spending around 12 years exploring subjects like mathematics in Italy and geometry and astronomy in Egypt. During this period, he authored his early dialogues, featuring Socrates and capturing his philosophical methods and ideas. These works are crucial, as Socrates left no writings of his own. Upon returning to Athens, Plato established the Academy around 387 BC, often regarded as the first institution of higher learning in the Western world. The Academy offered lectures in various fields, including astronomy, biology, mathematics, politics, and philosophy, employing the Socratic method for rational debate and inquiry. Although the Academy was destroyed in 86 BC by the Romans and briefly revived by Neoplatonists in the 5th century, it was ultimately closed by Emperor Justinian I in 529 AD due to its perceived threat to Christianity. Plato's literary legacy includes 35 dialogues and 13 letters, epistles, though the authenticity of some works is debated. Despite his preference for oral teaching, his writings feature references to his family, reflecting a sense of pride in his heritage. The chronological order of Plato's works is uncertain, but they are traditionally divided into 3 periods: the early dialogues, which focus on Socratic teachings; the middle dialogues, including the Republic and the Symposium, which introduce his theory of forms; and the later dialogues, such as the Laws and Timaeus, which deal with law, mathematics, and natural science. Central to Plato's philosophy is the theory of forms, which posits that the tangible world is an imperfect reflection of a higher, abstract reality of ideal forms. According to Plato, true knowledge comes from understanding these forms, such as justice, beauty, and equality, which are grasped through reason rather than sensory experience. Plato's philosophical ideas are vividly illustrated in his allegory of the cave from the Republic. In this allegory, Socrates describes prisoners chained in a cave, only able to see shadows on the wall. This metaphor illustrates the concept that sensory perception is limited and that true understanding comes from intellectual insight into the world of ideals. In his later years, Plato focused on writing and teaching at the Academy, where he imparted much of his philosophical wisdom. While he preferred oral teaching to writing, the surviving works of his students, including Aristotle, offer insight into his teachings. Plato passed away around 348 BC, and it is believed he was buried on the Academy's grounds.